What is up, everybody? Jake O here today, back with another video. Before I get into this video, be sure to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos. Also, check out the description for my Patreon. Just $1 a month is the starting subscription. It's just to pledge and to help out, and I appreciate it so much. So this video that I'm going to be talking about, most people aren't going to be interested in, and that's okay. Maybe you just want to hear me talk. Maybe you just want to listen to me on your commute. Maybe you just want to see me. I don't know. But right now, I woke up today at 5 o'clock. My dogs wake me up every single morning now, primarily Buster. I don't even know if it's the mate, because sometimes I don't take them out right away and they're perfectly fine. So I think it's just to get out of the laundry room that I let them sleep in, because I don't want them just out and about because they'll chew on stuff, etc., etc. And it's not a small space either, so it's not the worst. So this video, I want to be talking about the Miami Heat, the basketball team. This season, so their season just ended last night. They got swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers. They lost by the biggest margin in, I think, playoff history, I would say, because the game before was their biggest loss in playoff history for the Miami Heat, which was like 37, and then they lost by like 50 something yesterday. It was abysmal to watch. It was a very unforgettable season, or forgettable, sorry. And it was just so difficult. So let's see where this went wrong. So in the summer, we drafted Kel'el Ware, which was a 7-foot center that was a 40% three-point shooter in college. Looked promising. However, his negatives were that he gets bored very easily and doesn't look like he has love for the game, which is very scary, especially for someone who's 19, 20 years old. That's definitely very scary. Obviously, you can build and gain love for the game, yes. So Summer League comes around. The Heat Summer League were fantastic. They won the Summer League championship. They looked great. They had promising prospects on there, such as Josh Christensen. Kel'el Ware looked good. Jaime Jaquez looked pretty good in the games that he played. So it looked like it was going to be a pretty good season. Now, did I say from the get-go, like, hey, look, we look like champions? No, I didn't think that at all. But the season was just beyond lackluster. Let me explain why. We have Tyler Herro being an all-star for the first time, putting up pretty good numbers, around 25 points per game. He was looking pretty good. However, he's a volume shooter at best. He's not. Tyler Herro is not a superstar. Bam Adebayo is not a superstar. Jimmy Butler in the playoffs can look like a superstar, but wasn't a superstar. So we have the Jimmy Butler drama/saga, when he was just saying things and getting suspended and missing games, saying that he has no love for the game anymore while playing with the Miami Heat, that he wants to play for anybody. Then he was fighting and saying, I'm not going to play for anybody, I want to play for this team. And then this team didn't want to trade for him or give up anything good for him. So evidently, after a long Jimmy Butler gate drama saga, he finally gets traded to the Warriors for Andrew Wiggins and a pick. Now, because we made the playoffs, apparently we lost a pick. I don't know how that works. I've been watching basketball since 1997, and I still don't understand it, but it is what it is. So we also brought other people on, like Davion Mitchell, who's very short for a basketball player, but an amazing defender, and able to score as well. He's just not like a high caliber scorer. He's more like a defender and a penetrator. I know you guys like that word. And then we got Kyle Anderson, whose nickname is Slow-Mo, and there's clearly a reason why his nickname is Slow-Mo. He's just slow, and he's not really great at all. So we end the season with these new guys. Andrew Wiggins comes in. There's games he had 38 points. There's games that he looked iffy. He can create his own shot, and he's a pretty good defender, but he's not a great shooter at all. And then he's not the athletic, explosive man that he was. And it's sad because he's not even old. I think he's like 29 years old. So he's not old. He's just not what he used to be. And that's unfortunate. So we end up being in the 10 seed. Wiggins takes off a lot of games due to some type of injury. And he's in and out. So it was just a discombobulated season. And the ending, there was a point where we lost 10 straight games. And I was just like, this is beyond difficult to watch. Is that a Z06? No, it's just regular C8. This is beyond difficult to watch. And then they won 6 games in a row, and then they started losing. So they end up being the 10th seed, which there's a play-in tournament. If you're in the 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th spot, they go against each other to see who makes the playoffs. And the Miami Heat, because they were 10th seed, had to win 2 straight elimination games in order to make the 8th seed in the playoffs. They did. They managed to beat the Bulls for their 3rd straight year in the play-in tournament, and then they beat the Atlanta Hawks. And that was great. It was nice. I was like, okay, we look pretty good. And so we go to the playoffs, and we're now matched against the best first seed in the East, which was the Cleveland Cavaliers. I didn't think that we would curb stomp the Cleveland Cavaliers and easily beat them and move on to the second round. That is not what I anticipated whatsoever. Cleveland Cavaliers have players like Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Jared? No, not Jared Jack. Forgot his name, but and now I'm forgetting the other people's names as well. But they have a great roster. Evan Mobley, Jarrett. Isn't there something Jarrett? But they have a great roster. And Donovan Mitchell, first of all, was a player who was supposed to go to the Miami Heat and obviously didn't. But they have a very talented group of players, and somebody who really shined for them in a couple games was Ty Jerome, who to me is like a 7th or 8th off the bench. You don't expect him to shine the way he shined, and he did. But we were massacred. Our team was massacred. We looked like a bunch of teenagers going up against NBA players. That is equivalent to what I feel we look like. We had Bam Adebayo going against Evan Mobley, who just owned him in every aspect of the game of basketball. And Bam Adebayo looked like a frightened child. We had Kel'el Ware, who is a rookie, so I can't blame him too much. But we also have Spoelstra, who plays him 20 minutes a game when he could be playing more as a defensive presence, because I'm not expecting Kel'el Ware to put up 15, 20 points a game. I'm expecting Kel'el Ware to get 12 to 15 rebounds and a couple blocks and good defensive plays overall. That's what I expect from him. You have Tyler Hero, who's taking very questionable shots and making some and not making it. This last game, the game before the last game solidified how bad they are. But this last game, it looked like the Heat players were so discombobulated, and there was absolutely no chemistry whatsoever. It felt like 5 random guys met up in the streets and played street ball, and they all didn't like each other. That is equivalent to what it looked like. So let's talk about the coach, Erik Spoelstra. There was so many times this year that Erik Spoelstra did things that were so questionable that had Heat fans demanding for him to be fired. And if he's not fired after this season, there is really something going on behind the scenes in the Miami Heat organization that is allowing this man to continue his job when it was a utter failure. We have a team, I think the Heat were like 37-45. I think that was their record. 37-45, and you make the playoffs. That's crazy. I'll be honest with you. I think only the teams that are 500 and above should make the playoffs. And that's it. That's it. Like, seriously. That's what it is. I don't even think the Heat deserve to make the playoffs, and especially after what I saw, they definitely deserve. Now, I get it. Cleveland's a 1 seed and Heat's an 8 seed, technically a 10 seed. but that doesn't explain the massacre. So definitely Erik Spoelstra is a problem. Terry Rozier, who is a player that was so hyped up when we got him last year at the trade deadline, was completely out of the rotation before the playoffs. Jaime Jaquez, who had a good rookie season, not bad, not amazing, but a good rookie season, completely fell out of the rotation, 100%. We have Duncan Robinson, who I don't know if he's at the end of his contract this year. I hope he is. I'm not sure. Got overpaid and literally doesn't produce. Now, granted, he's not a bad shooter. Granted, he expanded his game, so now he has a driving capability. Granted, he worked on his defense a little bit. But his output is embarrassing. So, to me, if I would say, well, who did good on this team? Who looked like they actually did good? To me, Davion Mitchell did. Now, the reason why I don't like Davion Mitchell is because he's barely 6 feet at best. Now, yes, he can guard people up to 6'4", but he can't guard people like Cade Cunningham. He can't guard people like Kobe White. He can guard Kobe White. He can't guard people over 6'4", technically. The rest of this team, honestly, should be scared, should be worried. Now, the problem is, right now, we look desperate. We're coming off a awful playoff defeat of a series, a sweep, and a really crazy sweep at that. When teams see that we are desperate to blow up our team, the values of the players are not as strong, diminished. So it's going to be tough trying to get people in. But to me, the people that 100% have to go is Kyle Anderson, Duncan Robinson, Jaime Jaquez, and Terry Rozier. Sorry, I want to add Andrew Wiggins to that too, because I'm very disappointed with Wiggins. So if we could trade all 5 of those people and get a superstar and maybe a pretty good 20-point per game player on top of that superstar for those 5 players, do it. I don't know who's going to do it, but even if it's like I would take Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant for all 5 of those players. And I don't even care for Bradley Beal at this point. And Kevin Durant's old, but still capable. So there's definitely players that I would take, like Lauri Markkanen. I would take Sabonis. So there's players, like I would take Sabonis and DeRozan over these players. So it's so difficult, and it sucks because the playoffs go on, and I love basketball in general, so I still watch basketball. But knowing your favorite team is not there, and the president of the team every single year says, you know what, we're good with what we have. We're definitely able to compete with the people that we have, barring injuries. We'll run it back. Let's be honest. That might have worked for some people for 2, 3, 4 seasons. It doesn't work anymore. People are starting to get fed up with the bullcrap and realize the truth. And to be honest with you, when we let Jimmy Butler go, I truly wanted to see him fail on the Warriors. He didn't. Kept his composure. Now, how long he's going to be happy, I don't know. Remember, he's 36, 37 years old. He's probably only going to play for 2, 3 more years at best. Is he going to win a championship with the Warriors? I don't know. They are up 3-1 to the Rockets in the first round. I'm not sure who they're playing in the second round. But Jimmy Butler made the Miami Heat what they were. What they were a barely average playoff team at best. Now, they're not even close to a playoff team. Even though they made the playoffs. Keep in mind, they were very fortunate to make the playoffs. Jimmy Butler made this team what it is. Now, I don't like Jimmy Butler's disrespect. I don't like how Jimmy Butler handles things. But Jimmy Butler is a great player. Jimmy Butler is not a superstar in the regular season. He might be a superstar in the playoffs when he actually takes it seriously. Jimmy Butler is a great player. He makes everybody on the court better. He makes every team defensively better. He might not score 20 points per game every single... Oh, baby bunny. Eating some grass. He may not score 20 points per game every single game. But he does a lot of stuff that you don't see in the stat sheet that helps him his team win. And his Warriors team values him. I don't think the Heat valued him as much as he wanted to be valued. But he does have a big ego. Let's say that. I mean, you can see what happened with Philadelphia. You can see what happened with Chicago. You can... What is that? Let me see what that is real quick. You see what happened with Chicago. You see what happened with Minnesota. Like, he has a big ego. That's just what it is. So, like I said, I think that's a cat. It's on 4 legs. I don't know what it is. Oh, it is a cat. I was like, what is that? It's so weird. Like, you see a wild cat and it's just like, it's a cat. You see a wild dog and everybody's like, whose dog is that? We have to post it somewhere. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, most of you guys aren't going to be interested in it. Hopefully there's some basketball fans that can relate to what I'm talking to so I don't look like a crazy person. But I just wanted to get on here and rant because I'm just so disappointed with the Miami Heat and the directions that they are in. And this offseason, I really hope they just blow up the team and start to rebuild to an extent. I want to see fun basketball again, and I'm just not having fun watching the Miami Heat. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care. See you in the next one.